Hey, what's going on? Joey here, and man, what a season premiere of Season 5 of The Masked Singer. So many things happened. We were introduced to so many things, and the massive celebrity reveal, all fantastic. We're going to recap everything for you guys. Before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started. So we can go ahead and just start off with the host and kind of run through everything. As you know, Nick Cannon was not hosting The Masked Singer last night. He was out because of COVID. We believe he'll be out for the first 3 or 4 episodes. Eventually, he does get better and does come back in. You could tell from the voiceover and the preview photos and videos we kind of saw of him shooting off some kind of t-shirt cannon or confetti cannon or something like that. But last night we had Niecy Nash on the show, and she was hilarious. She kept on picking on Ken, which I absolutely loved. Here's a clip of that.
Hey. Don't look at anybody else's paper.
Okay, all right.
That's how he became a doctor.
All right.
Now, last night we were introduced to Group A, which is the first 5 contestants. Group A has 5, Group B has 5, and there's a wild card section we'll talk about in a second. Group A consisted of the Porcupine, which is now called Robopine. We had Raccoon, we had Russian dolls, we had Snail, and we had Seashell. They all performed fantastic, but only one was sent home. It was the Snail, and it was revealed to be, and this one is, I'm feeling quite green about this one, it was Kermit the Frog. That's right, Kermit the Frog.
Is there a body inside there?
Ow! There's something in there!
Oh my gosh! What?
Now, I don't think anyone expected that. That was actually really, really awesome. And let's put the golden X on him because he's now out of the show. See you later, Snail. It was fun for you to be on there. Now, for next week's episode, you will see Group B perform, which is the Pig, the Phoenix, Grandpa Monster, I love Grandpa Monster, Chameleon, and Black Swan. It's going to be a great episode. Now, we were introduced to a future wild card segment, which we do know there's 4. We put them on here right now, but they did not start last night. We thought they would. It looks like they won't be starting until either episode 3 or 4. I'm assuming 3. Maybe they'll eliminate one from each, and then maybe, is it possible that they could take over the least person voted next week? Who's being voted off? I don't know. There's so many questions that we don't have answers for yet. And so with the wild cards, we did see like their silhouettes. One is 100% confirmed, which was a blue claw crab, which is like, they did it, we did it. We said hashtag crab for season 5. We've had this on our board. Oh, it fell down. We've had this on our board for the past, gosh, I want to say 4 months, and it finally happened. Longer than that. I want to say we actually did that like, was it mid-December? Yeah. And so we finally have a crab. The other costumes, which are mostly kind of guesses because you can really only see the silhouettes. We had an orca. It looks like a Yeti kind of thing, and like maybe a dog, a pug, or a pug. But I mean, we really haven't been introduced to them yet. Just the concept of someone could lose their spot, and someone from over here could potentially win. And we did finally meet the Cluedo, Clue. And they did kind of sneak in a little bit through some of the clues to kind of point out. I know one of them is like when it came to Seashell, they made sure to point out that there was a sausage/hot dog in it. But that's pretty much it with him. I'm assuming we'll see more of him, and I'm also assuming we're going to have to see who's revealed and guess on who that might be. Though what's interesting is that we really don't have any clues for that person. And keep in mind, they're not competing. They're not competing whatsoever. Now, as you know, we normally go through the pitch correct audio on this channel before we do all the clues and things. I plan to do it at the end of the video, but let me go ahead and explain to you what that is. Every single episode, we have these brand new clue packages, and in those clue packages are the celebrities talking. Now, while the celebrities are talking, Fox is like, hey, we can't let them use their real voices because if we do, people are going to recognize it. So they take the audio, they speed it up, they pitch it up or pitch it down depending on who it is. And then they have some kind of like robo voice. Now, doing what I do, I figured I could slow it down, pitch correct it, that way we can hear the real celebrity voice. Now, this system is, I mean, we've done it really well up to this point. Every single episode except for one in this entire series, and of Masked Dancer, we've gotten them all right with the exception of one. And so the audio, which I'll save for the end of the video, we'll play a little bit of the original audio they gave us, and then we'll play our audio. Now, the reason why I said and now, the reason, I'm kind of changing things up from time to time. Right now, we used to do only the clue package video, and then for a while, we then pitch correct them talking to the judges, which I kind of prefer better because that audio, it's instantaneous of them trying to make it sound pitched correct, and so, or pitched up, and so I figured I could slow it down easier and pitch correct it that way. But depending on the character, how long they spoke in front of the judges, maybe it was for 2 seconds and it wasn't enough. So then I decided to pitch correct the clue package. So for this, I guess maybe for this episode, it could change to the next one. I went ahead and pitch correct half and half. So some of the characters are clue packages, the other half of them on stage, and you'll hear why. Sometimes it's easier or it sounds more human-like when it comes to them talking on stage versus them talking in the clue package. And so make sure you stay to the end of the video for me to go ahead and play that audio for you. Let's go through the clues, starting off with the Russian dolls. Now, if you're like me, you typed up everything. I'm going to go ahead and put all of these on my website eventually. That way you can have one master list per character to go back to. The Russian doll says, you see, I've been doing my own thing for quite a while. Rewind to the beginning when I was the world's hottest toy. Those were the days. But I knew I was more than just something to be toyed with, a puppet. As much as they tried to put me in a box, I just didn't fit. Newer, shinier, manufactured toys filled the shelves, so I was cast to the side. And we do see a boat wheel randomly somewhere over there. It says, and then the best thing ever turned out is that they could still sell out without being a total sellout. Visual clues included a sign that says Ms. Fitz Toys, which Z's, a lot of Z's. Trying to figure what that is. Breadsticks, a cup of milk, puppet strings, a box that says office, a ship's wheel, 2 signs, one saying Garden State Highway, which is a playoff, I guess maybe the Garden State Parkway in New Jersey, and coming to a country near you. Now tell me who you think it might be in the comment section. Now we'll continue on to the Seashell. Seashell says, when I was young, I was pulled by the tide around the world with my family. Always adrift, I never felt grounded. So I found peace by the shore, a chameleon. When my career took off, it was like a massive tsunami of success. But much like my childhood, I'm assuming this person was a child actor, I still drifted, wearing many hats. I often wondered if I found my true calling. That's part of why I'm here. I haven't sang in a really long time, but I want to face my fears. Now, the visual clues we had was a hot dog or sausage. Kind of depends where you're looking at. Some people are saying it's a German sausage. A chameleon, a cowboy hat, a witch's broom, and a bell. So comment below who you think that might be. After that is the raccoon. Sometimes to get a happy ending, you have to go through hell first. That doesn't sound good. In my darkest days, I face death. Then he says, desperate to stay sane, I recite my favorite story, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Magnifying glasses scene. I was Quasimodo, locked away. Only difference is that he was innocent, and I was actually a monster. I promised God that if I ever got a second chance in life, I'd only do good, and I'm still fulfilling that promise to this day. Then the visual clues were a jail cell, a magnifying glass, a stained glass with the character fighting a snake. I know, quite interesting. So comment below who you think the raccoon is. And now it's time for the Robopine, which was funny because it was a porcupine and he's like, no, that's not my name, it's Robopine. It kind of works, I kind of like that. He says, hello there. I may look prickly, but don't be scared. Where I come from, I was forced to grow thick quills. I was left to fend for myself with nothing but a dream. So I went on a mission to get on Hollywood's radar. I would use 411 day and night to make a connection until a certain angel said hello, which you saw there was like an old-fashioned phone on there which tells me this is an actor from maybe the late 80s, early 90s, and using 411 to reach people. I mean, you have to call 411 and be like, hey, I'm looking for John Smith, and there's like 12 of them, so you have to keep calling until you find the right one, right? Just shows you how old this character is. He mentioned he's a grandpa, so it kind of makes a little bit of sense. He says that random call changed everything. Now I'm on my next mission, and when I have sights set on something, no one can touch me. Visual clues included a lock, a spaceship, DNA, a statue of George Washington, at least I think it's George Washington, and a bulky old 80s, 90s phone. So comment below who you think that is. Now it's time for the pitch correct audio. Like I said before, I'm going to play a little bit of their audio and then our audio. Here you go.
You see, I've been doing my own thing for quite some time. Not like in the beginning, back when I was the world's hottest toy.
You see, I've been doing my own thing for quite some time. Not like in the beginning, back when I was the world's hottest toy.
Well, I've always wanted to sing on stage. I used to way back in the day.
Well, I've always wanted to sing on stage. I used to way back in the day.
Sometimes, to get the happy ending, you have to go through hell first. In my darkest days, I faced death, desperate to stay sane.
Sometimes, to get the happy ending, you have to go through hell first. In my darkest days, I faced death, desperate to stay sane.
Well, my kids and my grandkids told me I was supposed to hang it up a long time ago. 60 years old and...
Well, my kids and my grandkids told me I was supposed to hang it up a long time ago. 60 years old and...
So comment below who you think they are. I'm going to do a full video going through the full length of the audio for you, probably later on this weekend. Let me know if there's anything particular that you want to see. And next week, I guess, as I said before, we are going to see Group B perform. I'm very excited. New costumes, new clues. I'm actually really happy with what we have so far, though. The Raccoon really wasn't the best singer. I was kind of expecting for him to kind of be kicked off. And if you also notice, the Men in Black were also brand new. I kind of miss the old crew, to be honest with you. But anyway, thank you for joining me. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. I'm Joey. I'll see you later. Bye.